Yeah. And actually, we should immediately go for the Uso at dinner, huh? No, but of course, I do this for quite a while already, and it's really true that Costas always invites leaders and yeah, in the end, leaders of our industry, which in the end, well, I'm already I'm vanished. But somehow, but I'm still interested in the industry. I'm in at the moment. I serve as board member at Hannover Airport. I was until recently in Lufthansa Group. I had to leave because of the women's quota in the supervisory board, and I was too old.
Blame my elder.
No, but that's the way it is. I know. So that was with me without emotions. In the end, I know how management works and how they sort of have to follow the guidelines the supervisory board has followed. But I'm still very much interested in the industry, and so I'm very happy to welcome you for our panel, Munoz, who already was introduced, and Michalis, who is of course also, two representatives from very, very successful airlines, by the way. We talk about Volotea, and we'll have a connector also. That's Angelos Astrinidis, who without his help, they two would not work. Sure? Yeah. Thank you. Somehow. Somehow. Okay. Maybe you just join me here on the camera. We'll have a little talk. So one figure we did not mention so far, also in the introduction, was we had the number of destinations, which was 165 with Aegean Air and 112, I think, with Volotea. Do you know the number of aircraft they have? Aegean has 64 aircraft at the moment.
78, actually 64 jets and plus the turboprops.
Yes, I wanted to add that Olympic aircraft and Volotea 44, if I'm right.
You're right.
Yeah. And both have really, both airlines have done an incredibly good job, and I'm especially surprised also about Volotea. They were so successful because you are still operating in niche markets somehow when you look at your other competitors. So that's very, very interesting, and the good news, and we will talk about that a little bit later. Aegean, of course, is very well known. When I fly from Germany to Greece, which I do quite often, I always take Aegean.
Why?
Because it's don't tell the others. Don't tell the others. I like it more than also service by No, actually true. The service is good and the reliability is fantastic. Yeah. And atmosphere. So thank you very much. These two would not be able to operate in the end without the help of the industry he represents, and put it that way. Because in the end he provides the necessary software to operate efficiently. Not every part of the airline business, and we will maybe talk about that a little bit later, which parts there are, whether your industry is going to disappear because of AI, and we'll ask you about a little bit also about maybe the impact of AI, how you integrate that, or do you think this is threatening maybe also your business, but we'll see. Anyway, so maybe we start with the thing. In the end, it's a Greek success story. Right? When you look at when you ask people about Greek companies, which companies do they really know abroad? Difficult. you will not get a lot of answers. And so, I mean, when you look at aviation, everybody still thinks about Olympic Airways. Yes, only because of the brand. The brand, of course, was very, very well known, but nobody really knows that Olympic Air now is a subsidiary of Aegean and serves the islands and I would say secondary routes to smaller aircraft. So what do you think, which were the main elements of the success of Aegean Air in the past 20-25 years? And I should also mention he's nearly with Aegean nearly for all the time. Aegean operating at Aegean.
Yeah, I'm with Aegean since 2003, so almost from the beginning for 21 years a member of the Aegean family. So I have seen the ups and downs, I have seen a lot of things going around. Success, crisis, challenges, a lot. The success, the main element of the success of Aegean, I would say, is the people. We are volatile enough to adapt to the circumstances which are arising, and especially as we have seen, financial crisis in Aegean, in Greece mainly. But on the other hand, we have seen that as an opportunity to grow and focus and invest on the incoming traffic. That was a very successful move. And overall, I believe that we are a conservative organization, that we don't take too many risks. So we feel that we take the steps that we can handle. So the failure levels are lower.
And when you look back to the beginning years, did you have support by the government and by the people, the trust by the people, that you may be the successor of famous Olympic Airways? Everybody thought that was in the end an end Olympic Airways reserve somehow.
As Kostas said, I'm the CEO of Olympics, the new Olympic, so I represent both the group.
I'm talking about the old one.
In 1999, actually the Olympics was not the successor, it was a very hard competitor. So we were facing the threat and the hostile actions of the government because they were supporting the state-owned airlines. So we had to work very hard and try and beat every adverse situation in order to be able to compete with the state-owned Olympics. Of course, things have changed. We were stronger. We managed to be bigger than Olympics since 2005, after 6 years. And then, after the privatization of Olympics in 2009, we have competed with the same name, the same brand, but with a different ownership, and then we have managed, whatever. We have agreed to acquire Olympics back in 2013, and then we were able to really take the advantages of the operation of the two brands. So I have seen a lot of things with Olympics. Right now, yes, we are the biggest national carrier, and we feel that we can continue in that successful path for the coming years. Not easy, as I said before. In our industry, you can never say that you can repeat the success. Never ever. Each and every year, you need to try hard to be profitable, and then all the rest are coming.
Well, when you look at the other stakeholders in Greece, organizing or shaping the tourist destination, which at the moment is super successful. I heard that this year, I don't know whether the figure is correct, but this year compared to last year, you will have a 20% growth in incoming tourism, which already is very close to over-tourism somewhere. The collaboration with all the stakeholders in tourism Was that also a part of the success story? So in the end, you are the credit provider, or one of the big credit providers to the
Yes, we are. Of course, without the collaboration, you can never ever be successful. I mean, so we need to have, and we do have, a very good and successful collaboration with the ministries from transport and tourism, with the airports, with the overall the community, all the other stakeholders, and the municipality of Athens. You cannot work without it, and this is working pretty well.
And your relationship to the airport also good?
Yes.
Very good, very well.
No, it's very good. We understand each other.
Sometimes big airports don't love their own hub carrier.
No. In our case, this is not the situation. This is a good thing that we work hand in hand because we need each other, we understand each other, and this is a very productive cooperation and collaboration.
And the contribution Starlines membership is making to the success of the team. Is that a good thing or do you hate it?
Cynical? No, I don't hate it, but for me it's more a marketing element, not a real commercial benefit. But
not a real commercial benefit.
It's more or less neutral. I don't see it as a add-on that much for a game. It's good to have. I could live without it also. Do I have to be polite or what?
Too late for that.
Yes. Delete it, please.
Somebody do them.
Yes, Carson,
Sorry,
that was my
sorry.
idea.
I drank a beer also.
I know that you just have ordered or changed the order, an aircraft order of A320 Neos, I think, you would like to have them delivered in another configuration as far as the cabin is concerned, to target new markets in the Middle East, maybe also in Africa. Is that your new next step in extending your network?
Actually, with the existing aircraft type, we have already covered the vast majority of the schedule from Athens. So the next natural step is to try to have a more modest and cheap compared to the wide body experiment, opening a new market.
It's a little bit the Turkish airline model, isn't it? From Istanbul serving Africa destinations with one aircraft.
Oh, actually, what we have done is that we have converted 4 of our aircraft ordered to Airbus to LRs. So the LRs can cover, yes, the full circle is wider. So we can reach India, we can reach Africa, and some other Middle East destinations. This is, as I said, a relatively conservative step to open new markets without going to the risk or the adventure or to whatever you name it, long-haul, the real long-haul experiment.
When you look at the next targets, these tourism authorities or agencies or stakeholders are focusing on getting customers, is that in line with what they target and still target? I mean, you have, for example, very, very many Americans out there in
Americans as operators or what?
no, I think tourists, yeah. Canada, of course, with a lot of probably the legacy carriers and their hub systems. Yeah. Is there also specific targets to at these new groups of tourists from other destinations, maybe Asia, Africa?
Yes, actually, okay, the Americans is a different, the more mature, deeper market, is a completely different story. Africa or India or other continents are more virgin markets to us, and we see that as an opportunity to grow there and to capture the upcoming demand, because in the West, the competition is also very hard and the capacity already offers is quite big, so, you know, have to compete with the big boys and girls, so we try to be a little bit more on the safe side. In the east or in the south, things are easier, so we believe that we can capture relatively easier and with less risk a part of this market.
And the competition with the local carriers in Athens, is that a tough one, or do you have you segmented your market somehow?
We are competing with the local carriers for many years now, so we have found our balances and we have found our place and market shares and part of the market. I don't believe that we are. I mean, we had back in 2014 we had Ryanair competing directly with us in the domestic and the national market. Okay, I'm proud to say that they're out now. So that was a small or big win for us. Anyway, to cut a long story short is
They said the Volotea should be a little bit careful about it.
we are, don't worry, we have a code-share agreement, so
Okay.
okay, so partners in crime. So, no, I believe that as long as you have a...
So it's not a battlefield at the moment.
No.
In the end, also everybody is.
It's not a price war
Not a price war,
environment,
yeah.
and this is due to see. I mean, actually, nobody wants to have a flat back on price and stuff, especially in this demanding, demand upwarding trend. No reason to spend money for, especially in this also cost environment, which is rising and rising, so you cannot afford to do crazy things.
When you look at your board, museum board, are you considered to be the bad guy in the board? Because you are the CFO?
I'm always the
Or are you always the bad guy?
Yes, of course. I enjoy being the bad guy.
Okay, great.
Yes.
In the board? I can answer that.
You can answer that. Okay.
Yes, I get it, please. Elaborate a little
The
bit.
best CFO is very rational.
Can.
We always negotiate and he's great. Very.
To the point, I mean, no bullshitting around. I mean,
No, but in the end, it's the board, but every board needs someone who is a little bit control also about figures, yeah? I mean, that's the role. And in the visions and maybe high-flying visions sometimes.
I'm more pragmatic. As long as you deliver what you have promised, things are much easier in the board and everywhere. So the problems start whenever you are you are not delivering.
And did you have any problems airlines had in Central Europe, staff shortages, for example, or staff shortages, that you have too little staff for your operations, aircraft shortages, delivery delays maybe, that interfere with your growth plan?
Of course, it's the answer. We are having everything. I mean, from aircraft delays to engine issues, from AOGs, from due to the engines, staff shortages, not for Aegean. We are an attractive up to now employer, so we don't face significant issues on getting the right number of people that we want. On the other hand, I cannot say the same with ground handlers in Greece and around Europe. I cannot say the same for security in the airport and all around our stakeholders. This is an issue. And this is creating, especially among others, delays and other operations.
It's also an issue in Greece. I mean, that it is in other airports, I know, but Greece as well.
It is.
Okay. I don't know. So you rather need to help all teams to rationalize and your operations and make it more efficient. Yeah? So what did you do to help Aegean to cope with staff shortages?
First of all,
Maybe you introduce a little bit your company, your IT company.
Okay, okay.
So that we have a little idea of what you provide with
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank Kostas for inviting me. It's an honor to be with this gentleman. I feel very humble and very small next to these guys. But anyway, my company is also 25 years, 1999, this year. But 12 years ago, we had the privilege to meet some guys from Aegean, and we started a very small project. If I remember correctly, it was a fuel management statistics software. So we developed software. We delivered first software in time and on budget, and one project brought the other, and now we are supporting more than 100 projects. Business back office systems and also software for the passengers. So we are dedicated in aviation. I'm very happy every time I come here because I meet you guys and it's a university for me. It's a school for me. So just a few words. We do back office systems and also systems for the passengers. So you said some words. They have a co-share contract. We manage the co-share contract with our software. You are satisfied for the flight. One part of your satisfaction is the cabin service. The cabin service comes from our cabin crew portal application that
and the questionnaire which I received later.
Yeah, it's a part of it. It's a part of it.
Okay.
We also take care if you lose your bag, we try to find it as fast as possible with our software. Or if the disruption happens, we have all the disruption management systems for it here. So a lot of systems, uniform management, and recently we are trying to expand, and we signed our first contract outside of Greece. We signed a very big contract with Emirates. With our uniform management system.
There was a question I had.
Yeah.
Is that a standalone solution for Aegean only, or?
No, it's, we are now trying to move it outside. And we also had we were very happy to sign the first contract with Fiji Airways, with the baggage management.
Airways.
Yeah. So I want to go there for.
You are in Fiji already.
So, whenever I tell it to anyone, everyone wants to come with it. So what we do is we are very flexible. We sit down with directors like Michalis. We get the specifications. We develop the software, and then we try to prototype it and move it also to other airlines. That's our main strategy. So we are around 90 people right now. We started 3 or 4 people back in 1999. Now we are 90. One problem we have is the lack of IT personnel, which is extremely difficult task. Rates are increasing. Salaries are going to skyrocket. Juniors come and ask for ridiculous salaries, but we have to follow the wave. And we always try to develop innovative software to optimize these kind of processes.
So we make it interactive.
Of course.
So how are you pleased on that front in terms of IT talent pool? We have
First of all, the talent is we have great talent.
talent,
Big range. Big range.
Great range.
The salaries are going high. And juniors come in and they say, I want salaries for team leader or seniors, and they can't write more than a paragraph of code. So we try to find talent, trusted talent, to educate them, bring them in the business, understand the business first of all, because the aviation is not the easiest business. A lot of acronyms. Every meeting, everyone comes in giving us buzzwords. We have to understand exactly what they mean. So it's a school for them. And the hard thing is to keep them, because we also have the competition of companies abroad. So you can work from Athens for a company in the States. This is extremely difficult to tackle. But we find this period, I think we're getting better. We're getting more people. We're also doing some outsourcing in order to be able to deliver on time, because these guys and all the other companies are pressuring us. A lot of projects, a lot of things can be automated, so you can gain time and cost. So yeah, we find a lot of that fun.
In the end, what you provide to this airline, every airline needs.
Yeah. I can interrupt you. The only thing I forgot to tell you is that we sit on top of the big guys. So we sit on top of Amadeus, we sit on top of Ames, we are from Kita. So we close gaps when they have difficult
That was my
processes.
question. Where is your position in the network?
Yeah, we are on top of them. We close gaps that these guys are either extremely expensive or not so flexible to deliver. But the main systems, you cannot just throw them away. You cannot throw away Amadeus, or you cannot throw away Ames or World Tracer. It's very difficult. So we sit on top and we try to optimize the process, very flexible user interfaces, so these guys can optimize these.
But you also have an important role in educating your customers, because I mean when you ask people in the airline, they always want everything. Yeah? And are you rather a kid's type, like keep it simple or cute and stupid, yeah, so that everybody can understand it, and the application or whatever the service provision is delivered in time and quickly?
Yes.
Or are you more this your company fast?
Yeah. We have cases that Mr. Kouveliotis and the other directors told us you have to build a disruption management system in 8 months. So that was not a difficult, very easy task. We delivered. We also provide a lot of data analytics and we educate these guys. So we have a lot of data. We provide them a very nice dashboard, and we also educate and help each other how to create more flexible things.
As far as your staff is concerned, are you already sort of looking for staff in India and other countries?
We do. We already have some cooperation with a Ukrainian company. India is pretty difficult because the English is not okay. It makes us...
Indian English is not okay.
Yeah, it's difficult for us to understand. I have this it's pretty difficult for us.
I think they think they speak English.
And the other
They think.
and the other problem is that you have to be extremely specific to what you want to deliver as you want it. So it's a bit tricky. So we're trying, we already have actually cooperation with an Ukrainian company.
Yeah.
It all depends on the capability, on the people they have and the cost. So yeah, it's an open world. If we find good developers, we work with them.
Now let's come to KI, or AI, whatever. Does it already play a role in the development process of your work?
I can give you two examples.
When I look now at medium term or long term, is any danger that might be taken over? And the value of the company?
It will never replace our work. It will replace part of the work. So junior developers will have a problem. So it's very easy to create the first level of code right now. Very, very easy. So it will be difficult for juniors to come in because the junior level jobs might be easier to develop with AI. So that's a tricky part because how the junior will going to become senior. So this is a big tricky thing for the near future. But there are already tools out here that helps us already. I will give you two examples. We're doing an experiment now with Microsoft. When you lose when a ground handler finds a bag, an unhand bag in the airport and lost, the guy photographs it and writes the attributes and puts it in the system, goes to World Tracer, but also we provide an interface for the passenger to see the photo, see if his bag matches the attributes. Now this can be AI automatically. So we're doing this experiment with Microsoft. When you photograph the bag, automatically the attributes will be inserted in the system. So the speed of the updating of the bag is going to be almost automatic. So it will be a much better experience for the passenger. And another thing, another experience that it's already live now in Aegean is when a disruption happens and we have to move the passengers from one flight to the other. We have a machine learning mechanism that finds the best match flight and moves them automatically for rebooking. So it definitely helps us already. So I only find that as positive right now.
So you are not
At this point, it provides us tools to deliver more flexible and nice piece of software.
And how does your staff do KI learning?
How they're learning?
Yeah.
We're continuously educating them. We have a lot of trainings. We're getting certifications. We are Microsoft partners, so Microsoft is always close to us, providing us consulting, and it's a continuous training.
Are you also providing products that reduce complexity in processes? And I'm looking now at Carlos, because his airline imports is very efficient. He is still an older startup, maybe not a startup, but he's still in an interesting growth phase and has to manage maybe a rising complexity with all the destinations that you have and the growth rates that you have. Would you be able then to design something that would help him to reduce an expected complexity that comes through maybe network and number of airports you
We have an
have?
appointment already tomorrow.
Very good.
I can say that we don't develop the software by ourselves. We have experienced guys that give us the know-how.
Yeah.
So in order, let's say for example, to develop the crew application, there's a guy in Aegean who is one of the most innovative brains and a pilot. And he knows the day-to-day operation of what a pilot does. So he's always in our office explaining and analyzing all the requirements. So we develop it and we deliver it. So if he has the same problem as the pilot of Volotea or any other airline, I think we are very close. It's a matter then of integration because Volotea might not have Amadeus or might not have Airlines or something else. So we need to integrate with the other systems. But that's our job.
Do you consider your company being an older startup, and are you
Well, it's not older,
considering
about 25 years old.
sell it?
No, I'm not going to sell it. Investment is always welcome.
Okay,
It's our baby. It's my baby. So right now we're trying to grow.
But you're not providing services up to now until tomorrow morning to...
We have a beer outside. Yeah.
Not yet, co-chair, you said.
Oh,
The coach. Yeah, but
He's not paying for the
He's not paying.
I'm paying. It's low cost.
Carlos, Coach has already mentioned your incredible career in aviation, and you had a career before that. When you look at Whirling, for example, it is an established, well-known, and it's a full member of the European aviation arena. You helped also becoming Barcelona airport becoming one of the most important airports in Europe. That's certainly also one of the big achievements of Whirling. And then you said, there is, you maybe have recognized a niche somehow, which is true, that medium and small sized airports in Europe need more connectivity. And when you started with 717, I still do remember that. It was, I think by some it was not taken seriously.
Say it again?
By some people, or it was not taken seriously, that this could work. And now after maybe 10 years, no, 7 years now, the number of airports you have, the number of routes that you have, the growth plans that you have, and, which I find very, very appealing, the profits that you have. And when we talked about the growth now after COVID, both very successful, delivering profits. I think that's an incredible and remarkable achievement. Maybe you can, in the first part, sketch out a little bit how you realized that plan, what were the necessary ingredients to make a successful plan. I mean, still, when you look at the low-cost arena, you have the big three, or let's say the big three, Ryanair, EasyJet, and Wizz Air. And this is a very, very interesting new development. It also shows, by the way, that you still can develop airlines in Europe. Besides the legacy three system and of course the three big local systems. Maybe give us some insights in that.
Okay, with pleasure. And the first one, let me correct the record on one thing, because Aegean, not because my friend Michalis here is on my right, and we are partners, but Aegean is in a whole other league in terms of your numbers are public, so
I know.
anything.
I know.
Many flights.
Yeah.
You know, they don't pay for our pay for it. So 13-14% in margin.
Yeah.
Last year or so, we did 25 or something. So that's very unusual. I don't know if you guys actually don't know when you went here, if they're described that they describe themselves as negative or not. But you know, it's sort of I don't know how to say it. Obviously it's not low cost, but yes, it feels very different from the legacy. But whatever you want to call it, it's much closer to the financial success, frankly, of Ryanair than it is, the legacy carrier. So that's an important difference.
I give you the numbers. They had 168 million net profit last year. Portfolio revenue was 1.69 billion. Yeah. So that's very, very
Right. At TBIT, I would tell you that I think IAG, run by a guy who's a competitor for a brand, Kerkloh, is the best, the legacy 12%. And then you have the Lufthansa.
I always figured in the Lufthansa supervisory board.
Yeah. We'll be at 6-7%, I'd say. So these guys are, on the upper end, and I not remember what Ryanair is, but I'd say 16, 17, pre-COVID, they have been at 20 something, so that's a whole other thing. But anyway, to your question more on Volotea, simply put, I think I love how you framed it, because I think it's, for people like aviation, an industry that might seem very mature, you can still look at it in different ways and find opportunities, whether it is to do software to it, or do a niche strategy, or connect a country better like this guy do out of Greece. In the case of Volotea specifically, again, I actually started Volotea with 17 people, you want to say, 14 of us had worked together in 20, okay? So we all came from that thing, we all knew each other, which was a strong plus. And anyway, cutting a long story short, what we saw is that like as many, low-cost carriers, you had, we borrowed from the book, right, which was created in the 70s in Texas, Southwest, blah, blah. So single plane, A to B, B to A, all new, all flight until there is no tomorrow, distribute directly, a bunch of things like high productivity of pilots, so those are, that's the low-cost 1.0. And in general, it works very well. And on the 20 years I've been in the industry, I remember pitching Vueling, which was the first low-cost airline for Southwest Europe. That was the Volotea is the European airline for small big cities. So the only one. Right? This one is still winning low-cost airline for Southwest Europe. Long story short, again, for if I look at that, it's but just to innovation is all very good. I'm sure maybe I'm not sure, right? But I would guess innovation in software might include that too. Innovation in airlines, I agree, is very cool, but you have to fail a lot to it. And so we opened 90 routes, we closed 40 at the end of year one. We call that mortality rate, it was quite 50 or whatever, 45%.
Mortality rate.
Yeah. And then that dropped to 13, that dropped to like 5% of people we have. Now we have 450 routes international, a lot of places that were not connected before, so that feels very good. And that's in a nutshell what sort of the opportunities, and I think sort of bringing low cost to smaller markets. You need to adapt a little bit a few elements, including the 717 that you said, smaller plane, not brand new planes, distribution sort of backwards as opposed to only on the web distribute, through all different channels, etc.
So what's the difference when you compare Volotea to established Ryanair strategies? Or with established low-cost carriers like Ryanair or maybe also Wizz Air? What is there a difference in the concept, or where would you see your USP?
Well, let me see. Before the USP, what I say is what do we have in common, or what do we all care about? I think including probably Aegean, but we have you here so we can speak up if we think differently. We all think cost is a big deal. Okay, so the lowest cost drives long-term success. I think we are all pretty convinced about that. Yeah. So the one thing I like about Ryanair or Wizz Air is that the unit cost, the tactic fuel. I think by the way that which are we doing? That's the only one missing in Airlines for Europe. For some reason, but I've been meeting with them. Is that okay? This is not fake. Okay. So anyway, but they have the lowest cost and so on, and they offer very good fares. That's very important, right? Everything else is different. So we consider ourselves low fare. We like in small big cities, we think people care a lot about the experience. We actually thought that in Boeing already, so here we actually go for very good client experience, not giving them, lobster and dumpling, but giving them pretty good experience, pretty punctual, pretty competitive price, pretty comfortable plane. It's just very basic, not very. We have an NPS of 40 now, which is pretty high, much higher than most airlines that publish, including aviation, like 22, including the long haul VA or Iberia. So we do let people like it, and I think the way you were asking meant more like structurally what we think in comparison to Wizz Air and Ryanair. There are a bunch of things, but if I take just three, the first one is aircraft. Okay, low cost always goes for new things and the largest possible. And you utilize, so it's very expensive, no matter how good of a deal. It's one way or the other.
But you're at 226,
Well, Wizz Air was 236, I think, on the 321. 239, actually. I think you're right.
239 on 21?
On the
Wait,
321.
not us.
Wait,
We have only 220.
You get a new plane, right? Which even, Michael Lear being super, you still pay, price of new plane. Better than other blah blah, but still, you get to low unit cost by utilizing it a lot. Greater size, everybody knows. Back in the year was like, whoa, big surprise. We figure that in our markets, not only are they smaller, they're much more frequent, so we cannot go to serve small markets. You cannot fly all the time, not in November, not in February. People in France will go coursing that in November or February, so you have a different model. And for that, what we do is go for mid-life aircraft with the only low-cost airline that takes mid-life aircraft. 10 to 15 years before we take them, so second life, second lease if you want, and that's a big change. The second one, being smaller markets, we never say never, but I don't think the 321 for something.
No, you have the 319.
319 and 20, actually. 20 for us is more than sweet spot. But, so our average gauge is like 167, that we compare to 210 for Wizz or 190 maybe for Ryanair, etc. So that's nice. And then the other one that I say is, in smaller markets, you cooperate with everybody. So we actually work a lot with tour operators, with travel agents, with GDS, and sell, 12, maybe 11, 12, 15%, something like that. On GDS, we do a lot of tours. We have a more rich, if you want to call it. You can call it complex, but you can call it rich distribution than others, because to serve small markets and to that essentially in a nutshell is how
But
I describe it.
this is for a Europe of region, yeah?
Yes.
This is a very attractive offer. So, I guess you will have 2 airport CEOs per day from regional aircraft visiting you and your organization, and the airlines to attract you to their regions. What's your experience with the political support in these regions? Do they see this chance or do you see differences?
They do. Long story short, again, to not bore anybody, but at the beginning that was Ryanair paid a lot of that, if you recall, 20 years ago.
Of course.
And there are a lot of dead bodies left from that,
Yeah, of course. Well, Ryanair was
getting
quite
money,
good.
the money
Was
stops, they
quite
go.
good, yeah.
So the union, I'm sure Rani can explain this much better than me, they came up with a regulation, I would say 15 years ago, that established a set of clear rules, which essentially meant it needed to be market sustainable after some time. It needed to be transparent, it needed to be open to others, it needed to sunset at some point. Those are the basic rules. And Volotea is part of, leadership of the company, but you also work with the network group, no? I'll give you, we're smaller, we're 44. Okay, we're going to do a bit under 12 million, but that's pretty small compared to many airlines, right? They have been, how many years now, the most demanded airline in Greece?
Yeah, we are we get to this meeting called Routes and we get like 120 meetings in 3 days.
That's what I was
yeah.
guessing.
We have cancer both. It's ridiculous. I remember one year, this is a common friend called Marco Comani, but he's my strategy director at Vueling, the came to start Volotea. And one year, I remember 15 or 16, Comani comes and tells me, Carlos, you're not going to believe it. We're the second most demanded airline after Ryanair for meetings.
Yeah.
He's embarrassed. And he's like, no, because look, Frankfurt, Munich, or Athens don't care. But if you're Paris, or you're Asturias, or you are Palermo, you care a lot. And there are many more of those, right? So we were the second. And then in 19 we became the first. And we've never, so Ryanair is 580 planes. So it's like, has led the quest of leading.
When you look at Europe, your main footprint is of course the biggest probably is in France.
Yeah.
Italy maybe also second,
Italy, sorry, France, Italy, Spain, and Greece, Germany.
Spain, are you targeting Eastern Europe or are you too much afraid of Britain?
It's not really, I'm sure that probably plays a role, but that's not any list. We always go through a list.
But you would then in the end always create a base. If you have 21 bases, I think, 21 bases, that would mean that there's two aircraft per base. Somehow, a little bit like that. Which then of course makes a reliable airline if you have a base there, unless you have second AOT or something like that. That's maybe sometimes a problem.
We have
big numbers of bases.
3 standby aircraft that cover, we divide Europe by regions.
Okay, good,
And that's how we cover.
Okay, that's right. Very good. So your big future, what are your next ambitions as far as the network is concerned? Your next ambitions as far as the network is concerned?
Let me say a couple of things. One is that, just one thing, because we're in Greece, and Michalis is here, is my partner, our friend for many years. I will not tell you how we meet, how we met. Yes, I have 3. So, our strategy in Greece and Germany, actually, not because it's included.
No, I know you already zero.
We're working with the local leader. Makes sense. Simplistic. It's not exactly like that, but maybe you look at it. So if you and us have done over the years, we developed this culture, and then in Germany it's with Lufthansa through Euro. And and it's a different way to develop. So that's not answering your question. To your question, what we like a lot, which I hope.
No, the point is next target.
Yeah.
Maybe destinations, maybe regions.
We're very interested in 2 things, which is in the press, Michael, and I hope that's in the wish list of Daniel's wish list is my own wish list. I hope consolidation, no, seriously, man, fantastic. Consolidation, we're speaking, I say, for it in favor of it, yes. Definitely. And it's important for Europe and Europe.
But would you like to be consolidated?
No, we're actually the remedy to consolidation. Yes. So we hope that ITA gets bought by Lufthansa because there's a remedy there and we grow a lot in that market. And we hope Iberia, finally global, has been in the papers. We have like 5 years and Volotea is in the papers after that. Those are discrete opportunities that you remember that Costa said at the beginning, I was in my family citrus industry. If I was still in the citrus industry, I'd still think it's a pretty good thing for Europe, allow some consolidation of larger airlines to compete at the global level. So I hope that happens. It's good for Europe, and it's good for my airline.
Well, if the forecast is correct, what everybody says, everybody says there will be growth in air traffic. And the second is that this growth is 90% driven by low cost. It's not a legacy existence that will drive traffic numbers. And here, of course, we'll concentrate rather on the bigger routes, bigger regions, and so on. So I think it's quite rational that a strategy like yours and from the Volotea can be successful. Yeah. But what would be the challenges that you see?
How much time? How many hours?
No. We have a lot of hours because
Where's the book?
nights
The
are.
book of challenges.
No. Would that be aircraft availability, well, financing that if necessary? Or when you look at the order books of Wizz Air or Ryanair, I mean, they all have, 200, 300 aircraft in their order books, or ordered. So they sometimes could be considered to be an aircraft trader also. Yeah. Is that something you need as an airline to become big more quickly? The size that you have, is that a good size, or is it too small, or what is it?
Look, many things. If I choose to, sorry, to answer your question at the end, no, it's not. If we were in a more competitive market, then I'd care about that. But our markets are our markets, so I'm not under any big.
So,
which, for example, in Vueling we need to grow very fast because we're under low cost. We're going at the same pace.
So your competition situation can be managed.
Yes.
Well,
but then if I choose to your question, two challenges. One is the one that Urania has done, which we all share, which is sustainability, and I would, not echo everything she said. But if I have one wish, it's the staff production increase, which I agree with you. But I've read also lately is that it is actually looking more hopeful, which, if you recall, until 6 months ago we were all saying it was, leave all hope, right? Well, it seems that that's picking up, which is great. So I would definitely look at that one, and I would look at that one, not to use marketing super tiring idea, but definitely as an opportunity, because I think there are a lot of opportunities in it, and I think, if you're in Europe, there's no two ways about it, plus the consumer prefer it that way, so you have to do something sort of smart with it. The other one that I choose, which is also a double-edged sword, is the lack of aircraft. Yeah. So I don't think actually we can agree with you that you're going to see a lot of growth in the next 2 or 3 years, because I think metal is still going to be scarce, mostly from Boeing, which has problem, and I think it's better for all of us in this meeting of friends that love aviation. Hey, there's Embraer there, Embraer can come in. But Boeing hopefully fixes their problems at some point, which are deep problems, right? And then, as you know, on the Airbus side, it's not that it's walking the park either. They have supply chain issues, they're running with issues. So I think that's going to keep the capacity sort of constrained for the foreseeable 2-3 years. Which, is bad if you want to grow and do more things. And in my case, more small big cities, in the case of Aegean, other destinations out of Athens. But the flip side, the other side of that, is that, demand stays healthy. So we see better prices, which are very necessary. After the big COVID crisis, remember that the industry lost like 200 billion with the beat during COVID. My airline had its fair share of that. So, balance sheets used to be one thing. There's, again, being in a different league. But to most companies, it's very good that we're going for good, profitable times, because it actually is necessary after the 2 COVID years.
Probably the peak has been reached now, as far as. Do you have a question to you both? Do you have dynamic pricing? Maybe supported by. I'm going to ask that to you as well.
Very
the dynamic pricing module already?
Yep. Everything is dynamic.
Yeah.
What else? This is the name of the game.
And one other thing I want to ask you.
Ancillary is dynamic.
Yeah, I know. But what do you do with your, both airlines probably would have a volatility, a higher volatility as far as seasonality is concerned. Yeah? How do you manage that? Do you take out aircraft or you fly all year round?
We have a different model than Volotea. We try to extend and expand the period, even by 1 week, 2
Yeah, no.
weeks. But at the end of the day, no, we are not. We are reducing the flight activity, but we are not grounding aircraft. Actually, what we're trying to do is to do the maintenance during the winter period, whatever needs to be done, but no zero war, very low activity. We try to keep up flying because
Same with you?
I'll build on that if you want. One is we were extremely seasonal, okay? You can measure that different ways. The way we do it is look at ASK and look at Q3, okay, July or September, on the year, okay? So the average would be 25, right? We're 56 the first year. Then we drop over the next year to 45 or so. Now we're like 34. So you come a long way, you know? Seasonalizing, we do the same thing that Michalis said, and in our case also we like to look, and Valeria did a lot of that, at deals that are more year-round. So for example, for Airbus, we do the Airbus shuttles, two planes dedicated that fly all the time between Toulouse and Hamburg. Or we do PSOs, public service obligations. You know, for example, in France, Lourdes, in the period to Paris every day, twice. Or Sardinia, we've been involved in that. Basically that. So different things that allow us to further reduce the seasonality. But I think we're much more seasonal than you, I think.
I think we have to come to an end. But maybe one last question is, or the second before last, is on your view on the regulatory issues coming from the EU level, which I don't apologize. No, I don't apologize. No, I don't think, I mean,
one of them.
when you look at the 2% target that you have for SAF by 2035, I mean, you gave quite a positive, 2030, you gave quite a positive. No, fine. I have sometimes when I look at the production problems that you have and the costs that the production has, which is of course it will never lead to a competitive price, at least not in the short run.
I don't like the word never, but
No, not in the short run. To speed up the process, of course, it probably needs then also public help somewhere, and public and private investment, as you said. Is that what's your position on your airline? Would you rather speed it up, or like to speed it up? Maybe. You have new aircraft, or would you rather say, well, we also have other problems, make more realistic targets that we in the end then can meet?
That's the regulatory issue.
No. Speed up with the process, so I mean, so that the EU Commission would be very straight and say, well, you get a penalty if you don't meet the target. Or incorrect, or use, for example, A4E to say, well, this is very, very unrealistic. Slow down a little bit so that we can cope with it. It's more realistic.
Actually, they are unrealistic. For the time being, I mean, things are, whatever the targets are, they are crazy. I mean, and if they keep insisting on implementing these targets, what is going to happen? The demand, actually the cost is going to be sky high, and then the fares have to go high, and then the demand is going to go low. And who is going to suffer from that? First of all, the low-cost carriers, because they cannot afford to offer cheap fares. And then secondly, the overall market is going to go down. So I don't believe that this is a viable situation. I mean, fuel tax, even whatever they are targeting, the cost of the transition to the net zero, I mean, it's huge. According to the current price level.
Yeah, but
We were talking about SAP production. Not the production, actually it's lean, but yeah. But okay, can it be
It's when you
subsidized?
compare it, of course, that non-European carriers have to pay. Or can pay.
If they will pay. That's a different story.
And you?
Let me word it differently maybe. I think that it would be good that, and it really counts, I think we're going to do a great job, and it's going to be on a small capacity, all I can do to help us. But it would be great that at European level, we would recognize the different balance between sustainability and being leaders of the green agenda we are in the world, right? With the fact that connectivity is so critical in our continent, that it stands so much to it, so that it's, echoing but in different ways the same thing Michalis would say, that it is, something that we support. If you choose to decarbonize the aviation industry much faster than the rest of the world, and it crowds out people who are not super rich, then I wonder if at the end that picture is, a very desirable picture. I don't think it is. Yeah? So hopefully we get to balance that. And one thing that I'll add to that, which I think we'll talk about too, is how it's done. Not only the targets, but they're now debating the Vulcan claim, which is key, and we have been debating the commissioner, I think, 3 months ago. It's not in the media, right? So it's like, young Dutch guy, right? 2 meters tall or so. And he's like, look, how you actually do it might make Europe and European territory. Actually, we have a lot at stake. Not me as Reba, me too. But like Greece, Spain, countries in the periphery. If you allow SAF production and regulation also to concentrate in a few big markets, you're going to make it much worse, for countries and cities that are on the periphery, that depend on connectivity to bring tourists, to bring, anyway. And, so again, we have a lot at stake. So I think, at least the good thing is that at Airlines, we have, I think, more of a joint voice for whatever that, serves. Sometimes we're score some victories, sometimes not. But we keep on persevering because we like it a lot. Yeah.
For round up, your wish list, the most important, maybe, just one wish. What would you like to have? More people? More money?
Innovative people from the airlines to give ideas and be open-minded to see our solutions. And also enjoy Greek tourism with my drive.
Yes, I do. Very nice. Other than Urania's business, can I say? I'll choose one. Which is European connectivity, single European package. That'd be great. We've been at it for 20 years, and now we call it S2+. So if that would happen, that'd be great. And it's again allowing to connect Europe. I think it's a big plus. Germany coming to Spain or to Greece, French going to Scandinavia, what have you. Here we are.
Maybe deliver our aircraft on time. Not the competitors' aircraft. Only ours. We have more capacity because for the time being this is something that we really need.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for this wonderful insight that we got into your business field. Yeah, very, very interesting, I think. Not always